Hey everyone, welcome back. Now, it's been quite some time since I've had a video out recently. So, I was browsing, with that, been browsing around YouTube for quite a while, seeing what other people have been doing. Now, a lot of you that follow me, I do follow some of you, which I do watch some of your content, but even though I may not necessarily say anything, still watch it, and came across a group build competition hosted by, I believe it was Mars Garage, doing a Rust Bucket Challenge group build for a couple weeks going on. So I was going around looking at some of the kits I had, and realized I have some stuff that could actually be used for a good project. Plus, along with this, I'm sure there's going to be other group builds going on that I'll definitely be taking a look at that'll be worth participating in. So, without further ado, show the kits that I'm going to be working on. So, the kits I'm going to be working on are going to be these two, going to be a combination of these two kits here. Now, this mainly focusing on the AMT Star Truck. Now, this here is the original one of the original issues of this kit in particular from, I believe, 74 or 75. Now, with this, when I bought the kit, typically this kit here goes for about $200 ish, about high $100, low $200 range, depending on condition. So this one here, it was already partially started, plus there's a couple things missing here and there. So what my plan is actually as this here is the 2-wheel drive model and this 4x4, going to be combining parts up to make a 4x4 model out of this. As one of the cool things that I discovered recently about it is that the chrome tree was missing, but the guy I bought the stuff from was generous enough to supply me with a chrome tree, and on the box it's your standard 73 through 75 Ford truck grill, but the grill on the chrome tree that I was supplied with is this split grill for the 76-77 model year. And because of that, I started thinking of a project that I've been wanting to do for a while, but it's rather difficult to find anyone who does reproduction grills for these trucks, as everyone wants either the Dodge or GM, which kind of sucks, but you have to make do with what you got. And with that, actually, been playing around, and this gives me a chance to build an actual rust bucket of a truck, which is actually one of my parents' former trucks, specifically my dad's side he used to have, which was this one here, a 76 F250 Ranger. Now this is I believe it was a camper special spec truck, but it was also a 4x4, which you definitely don't find nowadays. Now, from the view, it looks like a fine truck, but there are some angles where if you look really closely, it had a huge amount of undercarriage rot, which ultimately leading to the truck eventually being sold back in about 2011 or 2012. So, got a bunch of pictures here actually from what date back to 1994 to, I believe, 2001, I believe. So I've got quite a few reference photos to use to replicate the truck. Because, like, see here, the heavy amount of rust that's hidden underneath everything. Then, if I have time, of course, I'm going to be replicating the camper that was typically used on the truck for traveling. As at the time, my parents didn't really have a lot of money and figured pretty much used whatever they had to go traveling, which was this was pretty much the combo. And on a little side note, I believe this picture here was taken in Alaska in the late 90s, early 2000s. So being able to travel with something like this, not exactly the best option, but it was a decent option nonetheless. So do have quite a lot of so that being said, do have quite a bunch of reference pictures about it. And then with this kit, with the Star Trek kit, with the body itself, it's mostly all there, but I do believe the body itself was from a later issue kit, as does have the badging detail on the cowl instead of the proper 73 through 76 trucks having it on the fender. Then of course the hood actually doesn't have any of the forged scriptures like the 78-79 truck does. So this is going to be see if I can strip the paint off this, get the body and hood repainted, and then of course start rusting and weathering it out. Now, a couple things about the truck that I do know of is that it had a 390 with a 6-speed with the C6 automatic transmission and the new process 205 transfer case, which for these trucks were the proper divorce mounted, which the Firestone truck is designed as. Though because it comes with two sets of front suspension or two sets of rear leaf spring setups for either if you want to build the 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive model, what you can do actually is take the set of leaf springs, mount them to all four corners, and just do a little bit of work here and there to be a proper truck from the era. So there's already going to be a lot of work that's going to be done. Plus, in some of the pictures, it's got, for it being the Ranger trim, did have the side trim installed. But of course, on a lot of pictures, like this one here, for instance, which is going to be my main template to use, the trim pieces ended up falling off over time. So, going to be trying to chisel away at all that trim there to make it look like that's fallen off. And then, of course, chip away the bodywork where all the rust is. Yeah, so then, with that, what else? Oh yeah, also too, is that the truck itself, it had a 390 in it, but what's interesting is that it was set up to run on propane. So for the truck itself, like this picture here, it had the propane underbelly tanks. So I'm going to see if I can be able to replicate those, even though I have no idea what the actual dimensions are, and just solely going off reference. And then, of course, it's just your basic truck and not the Super Camper Special that these kits are designed as. So it would be nice being able to find the correct length bed, but for now I'm just going to be making do with what I got. And then also too, the truck is just then do up a few things here and there. And then if I do have time, I'm gonna be seeing if I can replicate the camper, which from what I know was a Canada Western Adventurer camper. Not sure what the model spec was, but if anything, all I really need to do is just do a rough estimate template, and then simply just do the outside as is, and then don't worry about the inside. Might even add the luggage rack on top. So that's pretty much what's going to be going on with this project. Yeah, so then of course, pretty much with the parts, got everything in here is pretty much loose. The one thing I was quite surprised about was I thought this piece here is kind of a difficult part to find, is that the rear step bumper, which was quite a common option to have for the trucks instead of the stock styled rear sport bumper. So that's a nice piece to have. Then along here, a couple other accessories for the truck. So that's pretty much what the plan is. So I'm gonna be building this truck, build this up as the camper truck, otherwise known as Old Blue, sometimes referred to as Bluey, not to get confused with the cartoon dog, of course. So gonna be pretty much gonna be working on these kits for a couple days here and there, and then I'll definitely be able to have some casual updates here and there. So definitely looking forward to seeing how this will go. And so yeah, that'll be it for this video. Of course, I'll see if I can post a couple updates here and there. But for the time being, thanks for watching and see you later.